What is up, guys? I know I'm a bit late to this, but I'm going to be ranking all the NBA City jerseys now. These sort of revolve around the new in-season tournament that's just happening right now as this video is going on. And I thought the way the courts look and the way the jerseys look, they're not normal City jerseys, so I'm going to rank them all and see how I feel about each of them. Alright, so the first one I'm putting down, the Atlanta one. Now I'm putting it in meh just simply for the reason I don't like the lowercase fonts. I get it's the letters, but I don't like the slant in the fonts. Now, the blue and the gold on the side, it's all good, but I just think with the colours that the Hawks have, you can do a lot better than this, even though it is a City jersey. Like last year or whatever, they had the peach jerseys. It was like I think it was a grey and like an orange, and that was a lot better than this. So at the moment, I'm just going to put it in meh. Boston one, they have the same classic white or the green. I think the last few years they've switched up a little bit with the alternate ones, like making like a cream colorway, or I think a different shade of green, which hasn't really worked. But I don't really like this. I'm putting it in bad. I think this colorway is all right for now. I think I might put it in meh just because there's 5 tiers here, and I think it could get very boring very quick just because it's so plain like splash design. The font's a bit groovy. The Nets have kind of done that thing the last couple of years. I think when Kevin Durant was there, they had something similar to this and it was alright, but I just don't think this is good enough to go up to decent. Now I think the first decent one here is the Hornets one, just because aqua is a good color. I think the Hornets colors are pretty cool. Now the normal jerseys with the pinstripes are alright, and I think just Buzz City overall, that sort of feel like when they get their courts, and just the aqua is a lot different to other teams. And Chicago got a great history. I think it might have been a City jersey, I think back in the day or whatever, but the black ones with the pinstripes, they're like the most iconic ones. I think the last couple of years they've been alright with it. I think when they had the All-Star game, it was the state colours, the blue, the red, the white. I'm not feeling this though. The font, the grey, it was like a black, brown, weird colour. I'm just not feeling it. Same with where the number placing is. It just looks a little off-brand for the NBA. Next one that I've seen, the most viral, the most weird, I think was the first one to be leaked, is the Cleveland one. Now this is the worst one, like I said just then. The colours, it's just not like the LeBron era. Now those weren't the best. Those are probably meh if they were on this tier list, but in my opinion it just doesn't do it for me, and that's all I've got to say. Simply put, it is probably the worst one that you will see out of anyone on here. Another bad one, I'm going to put down the Mavericks. The font is kind of like the Dallas sort of vibe, you know. Dallas Mavericks, the Cowboys. I think they've had a cowboy hat, like an old retro logo. I think the past few years, or like a while, it's been green and blue and like grey, and this is just nothing but grey and blue. And there's being simple, and there's having an art. There's an art to being simple, not overdoing it. But I think this is just underdoing it. There's not enough happening, and for a team like Dallas, the last decade, the success they've had, this isn't good enough. So I'm putting it in bad. But the Nuggets, the champions, I don't know what to say. This is kind of like the Dallas one. Now, I don't know what the feel is, because to me these are like what do you get, NBA 2K Summer League jersey, something like that. I don't know. The colors aren't doing it. It's the meaning behind it. It's like the culture, but it's just not doing it for me. I don't know what to say. I'm just going to put it in bad as well. But at this point, I'm thinking with how many ones that are black, there's probably going to be some that are joining Cleveland in that tier, and that's a shame to say. The one that's caught my eye of the snippets I've seen, just because the orange colors and the font does a lot. How it's like a white color, and then the numbers are a bit different. It's like a grey, then a white, and then the orange strips on the side. That does a lot for me. And I think what I was saying with the Mavericks and the Nuggets, maybe it's too weird, and a bit too simple. I think this is what you get if simple is done good. I think another decent one, I'm going to put Houston H-Town, just the white and the red. It's plain, yet again, simple, but it is decent. It does work, and it's actual pure white, like not like the Boston cream white, and I think that helps its case a lot. I think the Pacers sort of need a rebranding because they've gone away from the pinstripes of, I think, the 80s and the 90s, but yet again, like the numbers, I don't like it off to the side unless it's done well. The font, I said, it's like comic book. The sides, it's like a gradient. I don't know what that is about. And that blue just, it doesn't speak to me either. So I'm going to put it in worst. The Golden State Warriors, it's like the gold, orange, like not orange, but you know what I'm saying, of the last couple of years. The San Francisco vibe about it. But something is putting me off. And the colors are good. The gold and that grey is like iconic from Curry, what they've had the last few years. But the slant in the font, can we please get rid of that? Can we please get rid of that? Like, I don't know what that is. Even if you just say I think the Bay Area, like they've had the last few years. I think last year was like a rose gold, something like that. But this just, the little bit, it's not the part of the shorts, but you see like on the side, it comes off weirdly, and I'm stuck with this one, so I'm just going to leave it in meh for now. So I'm finding out there's actually a lot of bad jerseys here. This one, the Clippers, I've just put down while my mouse is over it. There's nothing to it, and the clips, what does that mean? I don't think I've seen that the last few years, although I'm a new NBA fan, so I might be missing out on something, but this might actually be the worst one, just because grey, unless it's like some clothing or whatever, it is not a good colour for a sports team. You want to be energetic about your team, you want to get up and about it, you know, but this is probably the worst one out of the last 5 or so. Put the Lakers down right here. I've put it in bad. Do not like the font, you know. I think the Lakers sort of vibe is retro just because of how much they've won. You know, the Los Angeles feel, the Hollywood. Get the stars, the purple and gold. I think this reminds me of a couple of jerseys from a few years back. But I still see it as like a training kit, you know? Like just a shirt the players chuck on the bench. Just a lot of these look cheap to me. And I think the designers can do a lot more with the time they have. Maybe even think of not putting a City jersey or a third jersey like this every year. Maybe extend it at this point, because to me these just aren't special, and these might be the worst we've had in years. So I've put the Grizzlies down. I've put them in decent. To me, they're on the same tier as the other three. I just think, yet again, this is where you get simple right. And I don't know, but Grizzlies always have like good colorways, even though it's like a light blue, like a grey. I just think this helps their case a lot, and I really like it. Right, this has got to be a very, very bad one. The Heat, I've put in worst. Just, you're ruining the Heat culture thing. Like, what are you doing? This is like the Heat culture. If you didn't know, you know, get tough, grind through the pain. You know, every man leaves it on the line, sort of thing. But you just ruin it when you do things like that. You know, Heat culture, and it's just nothing else, because it isn't the team. And I don't know. Like, the Heat culture is supposed to be that hunger. You don't need to put it on a shirt. It's a bit cheap. It's a bit out there. You don't need that for the Miami Heat. Just stick to like the fire theme, you know? I think I actually like this one. Now, I think they had the Cream City a couple years back. That was alright. It's better than the Boston one in the bad tier right now. But they've had like this blue about them. They've had there's like the cream, the green, the blue on the sides. You know what I'm talking about, the old ones. Well, not the old ones, the last few years. But I just, besides maybe the Hornets or the Rockets, it's like, it's out there, you know, it's not plain. It's got, I think this can look at sort of as I don't know, a cheap pajama style, but for some reason I like it. Now, the first one I'm putting in actually good is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, I don't know about a lot of other people's opinions, but there's something different about this. And I know it might not actually be good, but it is different, and in this batch of jerseys, it is actually good. Now, now I'm saying that, I'm thinking of moving the Detroit one up. But I don't know, the white, like the pure white, just nothing on the sleeves. The font, the little like splash in the middle around the number. It's actually like really different to what you'd see, and I really like it for some reason. Okay, I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm just going to go quick for these next few. New York, there's like a little retro like splashback on the font. I'm going to put it in meh just because they kind of had the similar thing with the city on the side the last couple of years. But I'm just going to have it in meh for now, and I'm going to put the Pelicans one in decent. I think they've done like it was like a white sort of old like trumpet thing on the side the last couple of years. That was really good. Like that was really unique. I think I'm just gonna put it in decent, just because of the green. That's all I've got to say. Like Anthony Edwards just talks to me when I see this jersey. OKC is the next one here. I don't know. It's like it just gives me weird tropical feels, but I don't think it sits right with me just because the orange. Like if you're gonna have an orange, you have to do it slight. I think maybe it's a bit too much orange. I do want to see a better blue than this, and I just don't know if people will buy it. That's the thing. So I'm putting it in meh. Bad one I'm putting here, Orlando Magic. Had the pinstripes a couple of years. I saw something where it was like a stars design, but it's just not enough. It's the grey, it's the subtle hints, but you need a splash of colour, and I'm just going to put it in bad. Philadelphia, they could do a lot better with the brotherly love thing, you know, maybe some splash of colours, like diversity, I don't know, to show that everyone's brothers, something like that. I'm going to put it in bad, and right now I can see decent, meh, and bad are all leveled out on the same teams. So I'm probably going to have to move something around at the end. Okay, actually good. Phoenix Suns, L Valley, this Suns Valley vibe they've had the last few years. I think they've brought back from the 90s is really good. The sort of heat wave colors are doing really good for me. I don't know, but it is different, so I'm just going to have it actually good for now, and I might move it down. I think one of the few that I've seen in around about 3 or 4 games, it's the Trailblazers. It's an old theme, you know, they've got the plaid in the font, and on court, this is probably levels above just because how unique it is, how special it is. I think there's a story around it of one of like the old coaches or something, or the designers around it who passed away, but like an iconic designer. But this is really something else, and this is really different. I actually like this sort of lighter color, not the purple all the time, just because it goes with the other logo. It fits with that. It's different, and no other team sort of has his vibe about the jersey like the Kings do with this blue and white one. I don't like the curved font like that. It's just nothing else to it. I'm putting it in bad. Toronto, I'm gonna put it in bad. Doesn't stand out like the gold third jerseys I've had the last few years, and I think there's slowly been a fall off of jerseys since the championships. I think in that season or after, they had We the North, and those were the best ones the last few years. But like I said at the start of the video, bring some creativity back to the NBA. Don't just have this simple one color like thing about the jersey. Like this is brown. There's no raptor. There's no like claw marks sort of standing out anywhere. Like if you took the name away, you wouldn't know like if this was even a team. The Utah Jazz bringing it back to the old, but in my eyes they can't keep going back to this because This is like the old, but this is completely different to what they have nowadays with the plain rebranding on the original jerseys. And it isn't something that is too great, because this is just like simple, and this is what the norm should be. But compared to everyone else, this is actually good. The purple and the mountains, this is the classic. This is what the creativity side, this is what I want to see. I'm just going to do re-ranking and show you at the end how I think all of these will end out. Okay, this is the final ranking. I think I moved Detroit up, I moved the Lakers down, I moved Toronto down, I'm pretty sure. I moved Chicago down a couple. I moved the Nuggets down. I moved San Antonio down. I moved Washington down. Basically, I'm saying this year's jerseys were really bad. NBA, please do something. Please change this. The creativity is gone. And the ones at the top, these aren't like perfect or really that good, but some of these can't be the standouts, because to me it just looks like the standards are dropping. So guys, hope you enjoyed that video. It's a bit of a different one, just ranking jerseys. Anyways, I've had fun doing this. Some are different, some are good. Peace out, thanks for watching.